Of Stuff the Chump. So,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
yeah.
Yeah. That's all I do is scream
Always.
about, stuff to Trump. That works really good.
Thank you, and we'll mark that, and we'll play that back now for years to come.
Sure. That'd be great.
You'll hear your voice with that. But we do have a chance here, real quick, to talk to Will Shields, who is here at Radio Row, Hall of Fame candidate. What year are we in now?
Year three.
Third year.
Yeah.
3 years ago, 4 years ago, actually, I had to back off after I got word from people I know on the Hall of Fame committee from my pledge to burn down the Hall of Fame if you didn't go in on the first ballot, because it started to become, I'm not a liar, so I had to say, okay, by the way, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
Because I was going to have to at least alert my plan was, I actually thought about it, I was going to alert the authorities, tell them I was coming and what I was doing, say, look, just arrest me before I actually get it going, and so I could say
it's a beginning of a ploy of things I want to do,
Yes.
but I don't want to go to jail for.
Right. I don't really want to burn the thing down.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to make the point, but I said it. It was a statement I probably didn't think out. So that was what I'd kind of settled on I was going to do.
Yeah.
But this is a big weekend for you. I mean, how do you view being on the ballot now for a third time?
Well, first time you're going, it's elated, you're ready to rock and roll. The second time you're going, okay, we're getting close. Third time you're going, hey, not really sure what's going to happen. Because, the first two times you think you're part of it, that kind of thing. But then you've seen guys that's been on it 7 and 8 years that still haven't, been voted in. And it's always interesting when you watch and you sit and see the shows and things like that and try not to get too emotionally tied into it and see guys that go, well, that guy's in, but why isn't this guy on the final ballot? Why isn't that guy on the final ballot? And I understand every guy has a different motive of how they can say, hey, they're supposed to be that next person. But, when you get through the voting and you get this far, you're going, okay, is it going to happen or is it not? But I guess the way it works, it's business as usual.
Yeah.
And I have to sort of take it as that mentality that I took during the football season. I have to put that face back on and go, you know what? It's business as usual. It's how they want to run it, do different things. I just sort of go with the flow.
Do you ever get a chance to talk to any of the voters?
No, I don't. Basically, I just talk to the person that actually presents me,
Randy
that
Kovic,
kind of
that's
stuff.
Kovitz
So
now, right?
I talk to Kovitz and that kind of stuff, and then you just sort of go from there. You really don't know what's going to happen, or from that point forward. And it's not like you're in the room to basically state your case, which really probably wouldn't make a difference anyway.
Right.
Because a lot of guys have already got sort of their top 5 already in their mind.
What's your vibe on what it is? What are the players? What do guys who played at your level, at or near Hall of Fame level, say about the process? Or guys that got in? Do they tell you, well, you're not a New York guy? I think that always helps. If you played for the Jets or Giants, that seems to be a big boost. Well, you didn't have you weren't part of a Super Bowl team that won 2 or 3. That seems to be, the water boy gets in on those teams.
Kind of things work. But also, on the other hand, you're not a trash talker. You're not sitting there. You're not in the media every week.
Right. You're
talking.
Not on TV.
I'm not on TV.
That's a big one.
Those are things that, that sort of boost your status or ego or whatever what you've done. I'm an offensive lineman. I'm not going to have the stats.
Right.
I'm not going to have people lining up and signing a bus with my name on it or different things of that nature. I don't have the marketing pieces that go behind me. My job was to protect and serve, and that's what I did. And so that's sort of how it goes for what you do as an offensive lineman. You push people around so that other people can get the glory, and then you wait your turn to see if you do get in.
Did you? Does it frustrate you now?
I don't know if it's frustrating. I just think that it's really interesting to watch the process of how certain things are pushed along and talked to and that kind of thing. It's sort of like today. I get a chance to come in and do an interview. I have to go through the getting all the passes and everything
Right.
which if they would have told me that 15 minutes ahead, I could have been in there. But then you get my 4 minutes of press,
Right.
and that's it, knowing that somebody else they've been here since 8 this morning talking to different radio stations about different things, and I'm going, that's sort of strange.
Yeah, that is funny how that seems to work. Take yourself out of the mix. You've seen the list of guys that are up there. Who do you think has got to go in?
I would assume that not got to go in, but will probably go in. I mean, the top of the list is a guy that played here. He set some great records, done some great things. He's been, the player of the year before.
He's all over the TV. He's got everything. Super Bowl TV. And stats.
Those things, help him out a little bit, that kind of thing. So beyond that, I really, sort of hands up. I mean, the coach will probably get in, one of the two. with
Tony
Dungy,
Okay.
but
you think he deserves it?
well, he's done a lot of great things on and off the field, and that's sort of the
But
way.
it's supposed to be just you're on the field, isn't it?
Exactly. Well, no, but that's what I'm saying. They sort of play it back and forth.
Okay.
If it's what you've done on and off the field, basically you would take in the Walter Payton Man of the Year,
Right.
the Walter Camp Man of the Year. All that would play into the role of it.
Because they told the way they said it that does that seems like it should, and I'm not going to say who, but there's one individual on there. I don't need to bring it up with you. We talked about it earlier, but I don't want to put you on the spot. It's been a part of some stuff that ain't so sweet. It's pretty downright scary off the field. And
Yeah.
and Bob said it's just on the field.
Well, and if that's the case, then as a lineman, you're really uphill battle anyway.
You're going to say up a creek, weren't you?
Well, you can say pretty close of anything. You're pretty stuck, but that's okay. I mean,
Yeah.
that's not why I played the game. And that's one thing you have to look at it for the whole reason of why I played the game.
Right.
And I played the game because I love the sport. I love the opportunity to prove myself week in and week out, and to be that kind of a guy that says, hey, every day that I step on the field, I'm going to be better and be better and be better and keep working at it. That's what I love. That was my job. So anything else beyond that is gravy. It's a great thing. It's a great honor to be up for it. But on the other hand, that's not what you did it for.
Yeah.
Especially for me, because if that was the case, I would have been tooting my horn every time we scored a touchdown and go, yeah, that was me. That was me. I blocked that guy. I put him in the, that kind of thing. And that's not what we do as offensive linemen. Our job is to pave the way for others to greatness. And if you just so happen to put us up in the same pedestal of saying, hey, he was one of the best at what he did, then when I get my opportunity to go in, then I'll be happy for it. And that's what this is another opportunity to be closer to it. If it happens, that's great. If it doesn't, then, maybe I'll go through it again next year and the year after and that kind of thing and still be talking about the same sort of things.
Yeah.
But that's part of business. And that's why I say it's also a business piece. It's not necessarily just the player piece.
Right. We're talking to Will Shields here in the program. Now, you're working on some other stuff while you're here. What are you working on?
I'm part of the NFL Legends program.
Okay.
So what we do is we're a caveat of information for any player that is retired or cut from a team or what have you. We give them information they can use across the board. So from both sides. So from the NFLPA side and for the NFL side, anything that can help a player in their second career, basically if they have to file to get, health insurance, all of that stuff, that's what our job is, to liaison the information they can use to further their career off the field.
There are a lot of guys that could use that.
And it is. And there's a lot of programs out there that are offered for the total athlete that, maybe one group is not helping the other group promote because it makes one group look better or different. I'm unbiased. I don't care. I just want the best for the athlete.
Yeah.
So that's what we do in the Legends program. We basically get them in the right positions to make them have a quality, productive transition from the NFL life to regular life and still be connected.
Will Shields is with us here in the program. He's a finalist for the NFL Hall of Fame. They're on the 15, and that'll come down tomorrow, correct?
Yeah,
Saturday?
tomorrow at 5:30.
Tomorrow at 5:30 we find
Yeah.
out whether or not he makes it his third time on the ballot. So I don't know. I did it easy. I said at worst case you're third on this list. I said the only two guys that you could even – I said I think there's no one, but I would listen to Michael Strahan. I would listen to Marvin Harrison because of the dominance that they had at their positions.
Yes.
Strahan, I think, was an all-around defensive lineman, not just sacks. You look at his tackle numbers. He played it. I said those are the only two guys. There's no way Will Shields is any lower than third on this list, and I would put you first. So there it is. I kiss up all the time. We're done with it. Now we'll move on to the Final Four, and I'll let you go talk to some more folks. 4 quickies for you. You've been through this before. Who wins the college basketball national championship this year?
Ooh, that's a tough one. New rules, new way to play the game. That's a toss-up this year. There is no standout team that could, I think.
You're not going Kentucky? I thought with Willie there.
I'm not that kind of a guy, man. I mean, I got a son at Kentucky and one at Nebraska.
That's right.
So either way, I'm done. I can't say Nebraska. I can't say Kentucky. I can't pick either one of those two teams because I got kids on those teams. But it's really tough because I think right now you're going to see within the next 3 weeks, everybody's going to fall. Everybody's going to get a loss here and there. So to me, there's not Syracuse is playing good ball.
There you go.
So I would say
There
Syracuse is playing good ball right now. So I'd have to go with that as being one of the better teams that has an opportunity to go all the way.
That's right, when we dominate Duke on Saturday at the Carrier Dome.
See, that might be one of those.
That could be, yeah, I know.
That might be one of those falters that you see. Hopefully you get into a different bracket.
Yeah, three weeks ago, that was my prediction on the game we would lose is at home to Duke, so we'll see if that happens tomorrow. All right, Bo Pelini.
Yes.
Should or should not still be the coach at Nebraska?
I think he should be. I know everybody's asking me that question of he should or shouldn't. I think he should be the head coach of, he made it to a bowl game. They won the bowl game. So what is the issue?
Okay.
Everyone else is, when he didn't have the support behind him, he was a different guy. Because everybody's worried about their job. They're worried about things that are going on. Now, maybe that helped him coach a lot harder or better, but still, a little foot on the fire make you a better coach. So, you see what happens next year with recruiting and bringing them in, then we'll talk about it.
All right, I'll take that. Next year is big. Yes, he stays, but next year is big. If Bob Glauber does not vote for you, should I punch him in the face?
No, not at all. He's sort of stuck into the product of what he has to do. And so he has to look at it as everyone else does. I think they'll do the best job they can do.
I've always trumpeted your ability to flip the switch on and off, and the switch is off. But, tough one there. I might have to, even against your recommendation. Finally, any regrets? Do you have any regrets? Like, you just talked about it. Should you have beat your chest on a big block that you powered? Priest Holmes was right behind you, and you blew open the hole. Do you wish you'd done more of anything? Any regrets on
No, none whatsoever, because I think, as you go out every day and you do your best and that's what you can do, I think if anything else, there would have been maybe a team regret of going, hey, maybe I should have taken the bull by the horns this year or that year. That's about it. But beyond that, I can't say that there's ever been a day that I go out there and go, today I'm just going to bag it. I'm just going to relax. I've been here. I've done that. I'm not going to do the best. And that to me would be something that you would regret.
And that's a good place to be.
Yes.
Will, always love talking to you. Thanks so much. Best of luck. Hopefully tomorrow is the day.
Appreciate it.
And if not, then I will be punching Bob Glauber.
Okay. Well, you have fun with that one. Get a good picture on it so we can throw it up on Instagram.
Yeah, we'll do it. Will, thanks, buddy. Take care.
Problem.
Have a great
Thank
weekend.
You.
Will Shields joining us here in the program. We'll take a break. Stump the Chumps is next.